It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Monday, the 8th of October. I'm Michael Groff. Unseasonably cool and unsettled weather will continue across the southwest today, thanks to a broad upper trough across the region. We'll start to dry out tomorrow and through the middle part of the week before more forecast uncertainty begins to come into play by Friday and into the weekend, as the track of Hurricane Sergio still remains a bit of a mystery and where that moisture may end up. Let's talk about all of it as we look at the almanac from yesterday. 77 degrees, the high temperature in the valley. That was established just after midnight. It also tied a record for the coolest high temperature for the date. The low of 57 was very pleasant as well, the coolest we've been since early May. We also broke a rainfall record yesterday, 41/100ths of an inch. That broke the previous daily record of 3/10ths of an inch. And yeah, we're way ahead where we should be now for our rainfall on the year. All right, outside right now here at 5:45 a.m., partly cloudy skies in the valley. We begin this day at 59 degrees at Sky Harbor. Dew points at 55, humidity 88%. Winds are light, barometer steady. Temperatures out there this morning, it's in the 50s for just about all of us. 51 the cool spot at Thompson Peak, near 60 in the warm spots. This is how much rain we've seen over the last 36 hours or so since Saturday night. Some pretty staggering amounts here, almost 2 inches in parts of North Phoenix, over an inch out there at Collier and in parts of the West Valley. We saw a few thunderstorms come through last night, which produced more rain and some small hail as well. 83/100ths of an inch here in Arcadia. There's Sky Harbor at 41/100ths. Water vapor satellite view shows the cool upper trough still sitting over the region. Area of low pressure approaching the Four Corners right now, and so we'll continue with clouds and very cool weather today, and maybe even a chance of showers, which we'll talk about in a moment. On the watch warning map, those are freeze warnings up across parts of the rim country of our state. We've got winter weather advisories and winter storm conditions in parts of Wyoming, Montana, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Flash flood and flood watches extend from West Texas into Minnesota and western Wisconsin. Hurricane watches now posted for the Florida coast. Tropical storm watches north of that for parts of Alabama and Georgia in anticipation of Michael. Convective outlook for today. We've got a slight risk of severe storms in parts of West Texas and southern Oklahoma, with the broader marginal risk from the Rio Grande all the way up into Iowa and Wisconsin. And speaking of the tropics and Michael, this is the latest advisory there. The tropical storm moving to the north and could become a hurricane. In fact, might become a Category 2 hurricane as it approaches the Florida coast, somewhere between Destin, Fort Walton Beach, and Apalachicola on Wednesday night is when it is expected to make landfall. And then it'll race off to the north and east from there. In our part of the world, we've got Sergio to deal with out there over the eastern Pacific. It is weakening. Maximum sustained winds now down to 90 miles per hour. Making that turn, moving toward the northwest now, the turn to the northeast later today. And then it'll be picking up some forward speed and heading for central Baja later this week. Where is it going? The GFS ensemble. The ensemble mean is the black line, and it looks like the track takes it through extreme southeast Arizona. And so on that course, we normally wouldn't see anything except for maybe some clouds with a feature like that. But hold on a second. We could see some rain. Rainfall forecast from the WPC indicates amounts between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch here in the valley, somewhat heavier totals in extreme southern and southeast Arizona. And we'll get into the details of it all right now as we take a look at the models and see where it's going. This is the GFS, the 06Z run, valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. A cold upper trough here over the southwest, and unseasonably cool weather will continue. Somewhat unsettled too. Down at the surface, some clouds, especially by this afternoon. Some cumulus will be popping up. A few showers and storms, maybe even one of those sneaks its way into the valley today. We'll just say a 10% chance. Highs this afternoon, mid-70s. Normally, we're around 91 here on October the 8th, so we'll be well below average. Tonight, a slight chance of an evening shower or storm, otherwise partly cloudy. Lows in the 50s, and that'll feel pretty good. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s and low 80s as the trough begins to move east. You see Michael out there over the northern Gulf, approaching the Florida Panhandle. On Wednesday, Michael is over the Alabama-Georgia state line. That's late Wednesday. Whereas here, we've got Sergio just barely creeping onto the picture, way down at the bottom of the screen, and we're mostly sunny with highs in the low and mid-80s. On Thursday, we've got a trough digging down the west coast and a small chance of a shower or storm, especially in northern Arizona. and Sergio is approaching the Baja coast. And so I think we're mostly sunny here in the valley, maybe partly cloudy by the afternoon, and high temperatures mid-80s. All right, Friday morning, coming off the GFS, the center of Sergio is just to the south of Douglas. It's weakening at that point, and ordinarily in that position, we would still be fairly dry here. But with a trough over Southern California or just off the Southern California coast, some moisture will get advected northward, so we'll call for at least a chance of showers and storms here in the valley Friday. Not going to rain all day, at least that's not what it looks like right now, and high temperatures backing off into the upper 70s and low 80s. The European, pretty much the same time. This is Friday afternoon. It's got the center of Sergio almost in an identical position. So some showers and storms would move northward in that configuration. But at this point, the main thrust of the rain will stay to our south. Right, on Saturday, we're still a bit unsettled. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms possible with a trough lingering here over the southwest. The European tries to form a cutoff low and linger it for the rest of the forecast period. Not sure about that. The GFS, somewhat similar to that, although not as strong and a little bit further to the east. Either way, forecast confidence begins to go down by this weekend. High temperatures, upper 70s and low 80s on Sunday. At this point, looks dry but breezy with high temperatures in the low 80s. If we do get a cutoff, it would be increasingly breezy with high pressure building over the Great Basin. Let's go out to a week from today. This is Monday, the 15th of October. High pressure in place over the Great Basin. Some degree of a cutoff possible, although I don't like to even talk about cutoff lows more than a week out because they almost never pan out exactly as advertised. Still, looks like mostly sunny skies and high temperatures near average, mid to upper 80s. Same thing for Tuesday, the 16th. And here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Wednesday the 17th. Looks like kind of an elongated ridge across much of the continental United States, or at least the lower 48. And high temperatures would be in the mid and upper 80s. Let's take a look at the numbers through the period coming off of the GFS ensemble. Looks like highs getting into the low and mid 80s and then dipping down this weekend as some tropical moisture is at least likely to get caught up here. But how much rain we get, well, we're going to have to wait until we get closer to the end of the week before we can say definitively. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe so that whenever we post a brand new one, you'll get the notifications. Plus, you can always send us your comments, questions, suggestions, either in the comments section or by email, groffshow@gmail.com, GROFF show@gmail.com. Otherwise, be safe out there, and you guys have yourselves a great Monday.